Welcome to Keep It Pro Training Call, brought to you by Networking Wisdom, featuring Romacio Fulcher. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Monique, and I have the honor and privilege of introducing the host and creator of Networking Wisdom, Romacio Fulcher. The reason this call is every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for over 4.5 years. On this call, you will learn the skills to be successful in network marketing and in life. Romacio Fulcher is a well-respected international leader, trainer, coach, and much sought-after mentor. He's a highly successful entrepreneur with 750,000 people globally in his network and has accomplished over $1 billion in sales. At the tender age of just 25 years young, Romacio earned his first $1 million in mortgage and real estate. Shortly after, he was introduced to network marketing. He's a multimillionaire and has helped countless individuals. Romacio enjoys having fun and sharing his wisdom worldwide. He is a millionaire mentor, leader of leaders, and coach of coaches. As a top leader and a top earner, he's also a top 50 worldwide earner in MLM. This man knows how to make money, and he knows how to make money fast. What we all love most about him is his love for God and for mankind. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to some and present to others our mentor and friend, the California kid, the marketplace minister, Mr. Romacio A. Fulcher. Romacio, have you joined us?
Absolutely. I'm here, Monique. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All righty. Thank you so much for actually stepping up, as you always do, and graciously being our host. I want to welcome everybody back again to another edition of the Keep It Pro Training Call that we've been doing for, as she said, well over 4.5 years. This call is absolutely open to everyone, whether you are involved as a brand new person, as an entrepreneur, whether you are a seasoned veteran of someone that owns 1,000 different companies. Come one, come all. Every single Sunday for free. Put that in your notes, please. Absolutely for free. We're right here, and we're going to teach and train you on the specific skills that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever it is you're doing. I once upon a time told a young man, I said, listen, if you want to be a multimillionaire, you've got to become a multi-skillionaire first. It's going to take skills to get you up the hill, right? But the second thing that we teach you on this call, guys, is we teach you life skills as well. And one of the things you're going to find is that as you grow and develop, everything else around you will automatically grow. So as you grow, everything around you automatically will. I say that every single week, and I'm just waiting for that seed to really sink in, because I really believe the moment you catch on to that your entire life is a reflection of you. That's so profound. It doesn't require any comeback statement to that. Let's just go ahead and drop the mic. As you grow, everything else around you will automatically grow. Your entire life is a reflection of you. I've heard it said this way. If you can get your mind right, you can get your health right. You can get your finances right. You can get your relationship right. And on this call today, guys, not tomorrow, but today, we're going to be talking about the theme of today's call is my purpose and my plan. We're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, let's go back and let's cover what I just said. If you can get your mind right, okay, so when people tell you, you know what, man, your mind is messed up, your head's messed up, what they're really saying to you, your perspective about that specific issue is off. Let me explain something to you. When people tell you, hey, listen, you know, your head's messed up, or let's look at it this way. When you're not seeing progress of any kind in any particular area of your life, that is a sign letting you know that your perspective. Please, look, everybody, no matter who you are, those listening to the replay and those listening live, grab a piece of paper right now. Pull over. Write this down. Okay? Write this down right now. I'm giving you a secret before we get into the message or the theme of today's call. 10 times out of 10, when life is not going the way you want it to go, when life is not going the way you want it to go. No, I didn't stutter. Let me say it again. When life is not happening, the way that you want it to go, 10 times out of 10, it's because your perspective is off. That applies to me. That applies to you. That applies to every single one of you that will listen to this call live or on the replay. So when we talk about that, this call is all about helping you in two areas. Number one, we do teach you the specific skills that you need for you to get to the top of whatever it is you're doing. But we also teach you life skills. And guess what? For the last 6 months, guess what? Guess which one of these skills we've been mainly focusing on? The specific skills or life skills? Aha, you guessed it right. Life skills. Because everything is a reflection of you. So as you grow, everything automatically grows. And so today, guys, I want you to write this down. I want you to take a few notes, all right? And then also what I want you to do before we get started today is I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to answer out loud, no matter where you're at. If you're in the car, at home, wherever you are. I want you to answer this question. I want you to commit right now, before we even get into the theme and the details of the call, to listen to this call 2 times after this call is over. I don't care if you want to listen to it 2 times tonight, or if you want to listen to it 2 times tomorrow, or maybe you might want to listen to it 1 time tomorrow and another time on Friday. I don't care. But I'm asking you for your solemn commitment to listen to this call 2 times after the call is over. Yes, I'm talking to all of you, especially those of you that will listen to the replay and those of you that are listening right now. Will you make that commitment? Now, if you said yes, I'm going to hold you to your word. If you said yes. If you didn't take up the commitment, that's fine. But I'm going to ask you to listen to this specific call right now 2 times after the call is over. So this doesn't consist as 1. After the call is over, that's when you start your 2 times. All right? I want you to hear this 2 times, because what the goal of this call is today, as we talk about my purpose and my plan, what I'm aiming to do on this call today is I really believe this call right here is going to speak to somebody. I know it in a major way. This call is exactly what many of us, many people listening, need to hear. Okay? And I know that on this call, I'm getting ready to do things radically different than most of you are accustomed to. Most of you that are listening to this call, whether you're a guest or you're somebody that's been around for a while, we're getting ready to do something radically different, totally different than what we normally do on a call like this on Sunday. This is the reason why I want you to agree to listen to the call twice after it's over. But also, before we dive in, I want to come back and I want to restate something I said, because I really want you to know that what we're about to do is because of this statement right here. When things are not going the way that you want them to go, 10 out of 10 times, it's because your perspective is off. Write that down. My perspective is off. That gets me fired up. Listen, we about to take our time today. My perspective is off about relationships. My perspective is off about money. My perspective is off about health. My perspective is off about social issues. Whatever it is. My perspective is off about spirituality, about God. Let me say it again. No. Yeah, we're very bold today, intentionally. I'm talking to each and every single one of you. Don't you dare try and think, oh, he's not really talking to me. And you're wrong. I'm talking specifically to you. Yes, you. Point to yourself. This call is for, he's talking to you. Yes, you. Yes. Don't look around. You, right there. You're the one I'm talking to. You that stumbled into this call, somebody told you to jump on, it's going to be exciting. You didn't know what you was getting into. Yes, I'm talking to you. You that's been here for 4.5 years and you never miss a call and you're the most faithful person on the call. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, you that came on this call because you're trying to get to your next promotion, you're trying to get to the next level in your company, or you want more money, or you want more of this, or you want more, whatever it is. I'm talking to you. Specifically, directly to you on this call. Your perspective is off. About money, perhaps. About relationships, perhaps. About health, perhaps. About spirituality, perhaps. And this is what we're getting ready to address right now. That's why I really believe this call right here is fire. This call right here is fire. That's why I want you to listen to it twice. Okay? This call right here, I'm telling you guys, is fire. So I'm going to take my time. If we go over, so what? I don't care. This call has to be released into the atmosphere. All right, here we go. Father, listen, we normally never do this. I never pray actually on the call. I never do it. I usually pray before the call. But what we want to do here is this is a very, very special message that you put in my heart. And I know that I know the enemy is trying to do everything possible to block this message from coming forward. But we refuse to let that happen. So what we're going to do, we're going to pray, first of all, before we get into the message. Father, listen, as I come before you, we come before you as your children. We come before you knowing that we're not perfect. All of us have missed the mark, but we are so thankful for your son, Jesus Christ, that you sent him to redeem us. You sent him to put us back into right standing with you. You told us that, listen, even though as we fall and we make mistakes, that we could lift our hands and ask for your grace and your mercy. I believe this is the season right now for grace and favor right now. And I want that grace, that mercy, and that favor. I want it to touch every single person that's listening to the sound of my voice through this call. I'm going to ask you, Father, as we go ahead and get ready to start this call, that you prepare the hearts, you prepare the minds, so that we can drop this delicate seed to help people shift their perspective, to gain more insight, gain more success, gain closer to you. Father, I ask you in your name, Jesus, I ask you to reduce me and to uplift you. In other words, take anything that's not supposed to be and just put Romacio down and let you come through the sound of my voice. I ask you to penetrate every negative thought, idea, plot, scheme, every laughter or a mocking that comes through someone's thought. I ask you to shut it down. And for the next hour, allow their hearts to be open, to be able to receive what it is that we're going to talk about. And Father, I ask you to give me the words that will come through in the right tone, the right way, the right imagery, the right analogies, the right metaphors. I ask you to take control to be able to use me as a humble servant to get this message out across the world. And we say thank you in advance. Thank you in advance, knowing that you never fail. You told us all we had to do was ask, and you would always answer our prayer. So thank you in advance. Amen. All right, guys. First thing you want to do, we're going to be talking about my purpose and my plan. That's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so if you want to write notes, go ahead and jot that down. All right. I know that this call is going to answer many questions for many people. And I want you to go ahead, if you're taking notes, I want you to go ahead and let's go ahead and put the main areas of life. Let's go ahead and put it down. Let's go ahead and put down money. Let's go ahead and write health. Let's write relationships. Let's write spirituality. So we've covered the big four, right? Money, health, relationship, spirituality. Okay? Those are the big four. We've already told you that 10 out of 10 times when things aren't flowing right, it's because your perspective is off. Look, I don't know everything about God. I don't. And neither does your mama, and neither does your daddy, okay? He's God. And just when you thought you knew everything, he shocks you again, okay? But what I can tell you, one of the things I am super confident on about God is God, he wants to teach us. He wants to teach us a lesson. He wants to teach us along the journey of life. He is the ultimate teacher. And I'm just keeping it real simple for you today. So if you're taking notes, God is the ultimate teacher. I'm reminded of a statement my mom has said. She said, life is very peculiar. Life is very peculiar. It waits for you to flunk the course to only teach you the lesson. Life is very peculiar. It waits for you to flunk the course only to teach you the lesson. So the reason I say this to you guys is because if things aren't going the way you want them to go, 10 out of 10 times it's because your perspective about that specific matter is off. Write that down. Write that down. That's huge, guys. And don't worry, we're going to dive into it. But I want to first of all let you know where the work has to be done. The work has to be done in your mind. The Bible says that God wants all of us to prosper as our soul prospers, right? He wants us to prosper in health and in wealth. But the only way that we can prosper, it says that the only way that we can prosper is by the renewing of our mind. Write that down. The only way that we can prosper is by the renewing of our mind. Write that down, and I want you to underline the word renewing. So that means, what that means, guys, you have a mind, you think you know what it is and why it's not working or what the deal is, and you think you understand and you got it all figured out. Health area, money area, relationship area, spirituality. I mean, me and you both, we're very opinionated. We have a strong opinion. Like my spiritual advisor says, we're very sincere, you and I, right? But we're just sincerely wrong. And that's why the Bible says, by the renewing of your mind. I want you to underline that, and I want you to circle that. That simply means as we draw closer to God's word, he's going to renew our mind. What does that mean? It means he's going to give you another perspective of how to look at that particular issue. He's going to give you another perspective. And you say, well, what are the issues? We already talked about them, the big four. Money, relationships, spirituality, and health. So, right here on this call, no matter where you are in the world, I'm telling you, no matter who you are, I'm telling you right now, I'm 1,000% confident. The issue is your perspective is off. If we can get your perspective right, I can promise you we can get your finances right. We can get your relationship right. We can get your health right. We can get your spirituality right. You got to get this, guy. You got to get this, guys. Your perspective is off, okay? Now, let's go ahead and dive into this thing, perspective. Let's start with the first part of the call, which is purpose. And this is where I get really excited. God didn't make any mistakes. God is very purposeful. Let me say that again. God did not make any mistakes. When your mama and your daddy was in the back of that car doing their thing, having some sex, and boom, there you there wasn't no mistake. I don't care how bad your upbringing was. I don't care how perfect or how bad your mama or your daddy was. It does not matter. God did not make a mistake. Let me prove it to you. When God created the sun, the moon, the stars, the water, the animals, everything has a purpose. Matter of fact, wherever you are right now, if you're in a car or if you're in a building or a home or an apartment, I want you to look around. I want you to look around. Look, open your eyes, look, wherever you are, look around right now. And everything you see has a purpose. Everything. There's no mistakes. Everything you see. I'm looking at a lamp. There's a purpose for a lamp. I'm looking at a headboard for a bed. There's a purpose for that. I'm looking at some carpet. There's a purpose for that. I'm looking at some hardwood floor. There's a purpose for that. I'm looking at a television. There's a purpose for that. I'm looking at pillowcases. There's a purpose for that. There is no mistakes. Zero. I know you've had a horrible relationship. I know, you've had abortions. I know things have happened. I know sickness and this and that and cancer and all this stuff and you don't have any money or your finances are a little funny these days. I get it. No mistakes. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. I want you to write that down. That's very accurate and that's very profound. For you to understand that the situation you're in right now, whether you did it to yourself, whether it was accidentally done, whether somebody intentionally hurt you, it doesn't matter. There is a purpose for that situation. There is a purpose. There is no mistakes. Now, the question of the hour is, what is your purpose? If God doesn't make any mistakes and he creates everything with a purpose, what is your purpose? If you want to know what my number one goal on this whole call for all of you that are listening, and I'm talking to those of you that are dead broke, those of you that are skinny, those of you that are very overweight, those of you that are black, white, Asian, Latino, Filipino, doesn't matter what race you are. I don't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, an independent, or all three combined. I don't care. I'm talking to you. My number one goal on this particular call today, I want you to discover what your purpose is. Ladies and gentlemen, I am operating right now in my purpose. That's why I'm not looking for you to text me and tell me how wonderful it is. I'm not looking for your approval. I don't care if you want to text me or email me, oh, my God, I didn't like this call. I don't like how he prays on the call. I don't care. I'm telling you in advance. So don't waste your time. Because if I got 10 million people to tell me no, but God told me yes, let me tell you something. All I need is one yes from God, and I could care less about a billion no's. It don't matter. Because I know God doesn't make mistakes. And so what I'm asking you, whoever you are that can hear me right now, I'm asking, this is very important. Male or female, I don't care if you're married or single, it don't matter. I don't care if you've been divorced 25 times, it don't matter. I'm asking you, what is your purpose? And you know what? Most people on this call, they don't know. And you know what? Many years ago, I didn't know either. So I'm not here to judge nor laugh at you. But let me tell you something. You can make all the money in the world. Look, I'm not a billionaire, but I've been broke, and I've made tens of millions of dollars. So I know what it feels like to be broke, and I know what it feels like to be rich, and I know what it feels like to be broke again. Entrepreneurs go up and down, up and down, up and down. That's what entrepreneurs do, because we take risk, okay? And I can tell you, I can speak from experience, not from no theory. I know what it's like to put the cars on your wall. I want this car, I want this house, I want this type of girl, I want this type of family, and work your butt off to try and get those things that you thought were going to make you happy. And I'm here to tell you, it's an illusion. Now listen, don't get me wrong. Money is the answer to all things. Write that down. Money is the answer to all things. Things. Anything that's a thing. Like a new house, a new car, you know what I mean? You want better hospitality service or whatever. Anything that's a thing. Want to, change your zip code, whatever. Money is the answer to all that. Now, money is not the answer to your relationship with God. Money is not the answer to your relationship with God. God is not a thing, but money is the answer to all things. Okay? So, yes, I do recommend it is much better to be rich than poor. Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I'm asking you right now is, do you know what your purpose is? Most people don't. And when you don't know what your purpose is, you're going to spin your wheels being totally unfulfilled, being totally unsure, being totally confused. The sooner you can discover what your purpose is. I'm not saying you're going to be a billionaire and you're going to instantly become rich. I'm not saying that. But at least you've got half of the battle already won. Because you know, like the doorknob that's on the back of your front door, its purpose is for people to put their hand on that knob and turn it and open that door. At least you can know. At least you can know how God is planning to use you. I didn't say that you couldn't make money doing a bunch of things. You can. You can make money doing a whole bunch of stuff. But there's no greater joy than when you finally discover what you were created to do, what you were meant to do, your purpose. Isn't it a beautiful thing when you finally see, when you go to the taco truck and this man or woman is making you some tacos and they say, listen, my purpose in life, I'm the taco man. Can't nobody make a taco better than me. Woo! Don't you love when you come across those people that they feel that this is the reason why they were created to do this thing right here, whatever this thing is? Look, I gave you taco truck as an example. Somebody out there making the world's best tacos, and I ain't talking about no Taco Bell. Don't laugh at no tacos. Everybody serves a purpose around here. Everything's got a purpose around here. What's yours? I'm traveling really slow on this point here because this right here is monumental. You've got to know what your purpose is. Let me help you. If you're taking notes, let me help you discover it. I'm just going to help you. I didn't say I have the answer. I don't have the answer to what your purpose is, but I can help you discover it. What is it that you really love? Something that you love to do. And you may be saying, well, Miles, that's a whole lot of things I love to do. Well, write it all down. Write all that stuff down on a piece of paper. Okay? Now, here goes the big one. Here goes the big one. What is it that comes very easy to you, but it's harder for others to do? What is it that comes very easy to you, but it's harder for others? For example, Romacio Fulcher loves wisdom. love it. I love principles. I love philosophy. I love wisdom. Don't ask me why. I can't explain it to you. I don't know. I've been like this since I was a little boy. I always had 1,000 questions. Don't ask me why. I can't explain it to you. It's just who I am. I love wisdom. That's why this call is called Networking Wisdom. It's part of what I'm drawn to. I love wisdom. Even when I was younger, when I was 16, people thought I was 35 because I have an old soul. I can't explain it to you. I don't need to explain it to you. I get it. I understand it. I love wisdom. It's me. Look, I love Kevin Hart. I love Eddie Murphy. I love comedy, right? But that's not what God created me to do, to go on tour and be Kevin Hart and fill up stadiums. I would love it. I think it's so amazing. But that's not my purpose. It doesn't mean I can't go be in the comedy business if I wanted to. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, but it's totally different when you do the thing that you were created to do. It brings you a level of joy. You ever watch Kevin Hart? And the man is just, Jamie Foxx. Oh, my God, I love Jamie Foxx. I just love him. The guy can sing. He's funny. Now, I got him beat by far on the looks. I got him beat by far. No comparison at all there, right? Right. But in terms of the singing and the comedy, I just love Jamie Foxx. And I like Kevin Hart. But that's not me. I love Michael Jordan. I mean, come on. You know I love Mike. You know I love me some Mike. Don't get me started on Michael Jordan, right? Man, I had that man all over my room. I had everything. Only thing I didn't have that was Michael Jordan was underwear. And if they would have had those, I would have bought those too. I was sold out on Mike. That's my guy. What I'm saying, though, but as much as I wanted and I strive to be like Michael Jordan, I used to put my tongue out and we couldn't afford the Michael Jordan shoes, but I did everything I could to try and emulate Michael Jordan. But that's not what God created me to be. That wasn't my purpose. I'm taking my time because I want you thinking right now, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? What is your purpose? Do you know what your purpose is? I just gave you 2 ways. What is it that you love to do? Number 1. Number 2, what comes easily to you, but it's harder for others? Therein lies part of, if not all, but part of your purpose. What comes easily for you, but it's harder for others? If you can circle whatever that is, whatever those things are, I promise you your purpose is right there in that area. Your purpose is not hard for you to figure out. You don't got to go on some retreat for 3 weeks and sit in the corner and don't talk to nobody to find your purpose. It ain't that difficult. God did not make it that hard for you to understand this is a shovel. The purpose of this shovel is to shovel stuff. He didn't make it that difficult. But this is really important. And the reason I'm taking so much time on this stuff, this purpose stuff, because if you don't know what your purpose is, the more and more and more and more time you are wasting on not knowing your purpose, you're going to live a life totally unrewarded for the thing that you were truly meant to do. Because when you finally uncover your purpose and you finally step up and refine and sharpen that purpose, can't nobody do you like you. Can't nobody do you like you. You are so necessary. You are so important. You have to understand. I know you thought, your purpose was to rake leaves, and you're so good at raking leaves. Do you understand that if somebody didn't rake up the leaves and get the leaves off the ground, do you know how many car accidents would happen? I know you think, oh, man, I'm really good at, I'm telling you, man, I know how to plow snow, and I'm the best snow plower in the world, but that ain't nothing, Moss. Come on, I'm a snow plower. What? You can be a multi-millionaire 20 times over plowing snow. Don't tell me my God made a mistake. No, he didn't. Oh, but Marcio, I'm just the only thing. When you ask me that thing, when you say what comes easy to me, but it's harder for others, Romacio, I know how to develop wigs. I'm in the wig business. I know how to develop wigs, and I'm just really good at wigs and braiding hair. And but Mas, come on, that ain't nothing. Come on now. What? What are you talking about? My mama wears a wig, and she's proud to tell you. I can't stand it, but she loves to wear it. My point I'm telling you is you could be a multi-billionaire selling wigs. What are you talking about? What did I tell you at the beginning of this call? Your perspective is off. And if we can get your perspective right, you can get your life right. So, what is your purpose? 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 Yes, I'm saying this over and over and over and over and over and over again, because not until you find your purpose will you be on the road towards fulfillment. There is a difference between happiness and fulfillment. What's the difference? Listen, eating ice cream with my son makes me happy, right? Right? Wrestling on the ground and, when my son KJ and we try and play basketball together, that makes me happy, right? It's a lot of things that make me happy for the moment, but it's totally different when you talk about fulfillment. When you're fulfilled. When you're fulfilled, that means you're living a life of purpose. You're doing something that matters, something that is significant, and something that will oftentimes outlive you. That's the difference. You're now fulfilled. You really enjoy what you're doing. It brings a joy to your heart in the good times and in the bad times. That's the difference. I didn't say happy. I said fulfillment. So, again, do you know your purpose? If you don't, you have to hang up the phone immediately today. I want to challenge you to discover your purpose. I told you it's not hard. It's not difficult, but it is necessary. If you want fulfillment in your life right now, it's not too late. You're not too old. You're not too dirty. You're not too skinny. You're not too fat. You're not too white, Asian, Mexican, Filipino, black, whatever you are. It's never too late to discover what you were meant to do. Trust me when I say that. All right, I want to give you another assignment. I want each of you to pick up the John Maxwell Leadership Bible. Not going to cost you a lot of money. Pick up the John Maxwell Leadership Bible. Hello, are you listening? Write that down. I want you to purchase the John Maxwell Leadership Bible. John Maxwell Leadership Bible. Okay? John Maxwell. All right? Once you pick up that Bible, I'm going to tell you exactly what I want you to do. I want you to read the Book of Nehemiah. I want you to read the Book of Nehemiah. I'll just tell you right now what page it starts on. It starts on page 551. 551. All right? I want you to read that, and it goes for, it's a short read. It's not long. It goes from page 551 till 574. So it goes from 551 to 574. I want you to read that book. It's not a long book at all. The reason why I want you to read it, it's going to be explained to you in everyday English, just like I'm talking to you now. That's how it reads. It'll be very easy for you to understand, so you can't tell me I didn't understand what they're talking about, because trust me, this here is very simple when you read it. You say, well, why do I want you to read it? The reason I want you to read it, Nehemiah was a builder. And I believe every single one of you, once you discover what your purpose is, the next thing is it's time for you to build. It's time for you to build. It's time for you to build. Write that down. It's time for you to build. Well, what do you mean? Romacio, I just want to be married and have kids and have a family. It's time for you to build. But I'm a woman and I don't care who you are, man, male, female, doesn't matter. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to every single one of you. It's time for you to build something. I don't know what it is you're going to build, but Nehemiah, one of the greatest builders to ever be. I want you to read the book of Nehemiah. Will you do it? I'm asking you. I want an answer. I'm asking you, will you do it? Yes or no? Say it out loud. Will you do it? Yes or no? I can't hear you, but you can hear you. So if you said yes, there's 2 assignments that I've given you on this call. Number 1, listen to this call twice after it's over. Number 2, read the book of Nehemiah. Why? Because in the book of Nehemiah, it's going to talk about purpose. Nehemiah knew his purpose. He knew his purpose. Come on, man. I'm fired up for you. He knew his purpose. And everyone and everything tried to stop him from fulfilling what God put in his heart for him to do. But he would not let that happen. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything about it. I'm not going to tell you everything about the book of Nehemiah. It's a big surprise. Listen to me. Little boy, little girl, old man, old woman, whoever you are, listen to me. I am not sitting here talking at the top of my tongue, top of my lungs because I'm going to ask you to give me some money. No, I ain't going to ask you to give me nothing. I don't need you to give me any Facebook notifications, or I don't need you to give me any more likes. I don't want nothing. Matter of fact, I could care less if you forget how to pronounce my name. I don't care. I am on a mission. I'm on an assignment. I am doing what I am called to do. And because I'm being obedient to this, I promise you, God is going to more than take care of me. What I need you to do is believe that I am a stranger sent from afar to answer something that you've been going through. And I'm just making it real plain, real simple, for free, with no strings attached. You don't need to send me no letter. Don't send me no flowers. I don't want nothing. I don't want anything. I just want you to do this. Because I know what's going to happen to you when you get the John Maxwell Leadership Bible and you read these 24 pages about Nehemiah. I know what's going to happen. You're going to say, wait a minute. This is the answer I've been looking for. That's why I'm telling you to read it. But Romacio, but what if I'm not trying to be a millionaire or a billionaire? That you need to read Nehemiah. But Romacio, what if I'm just trying to be a better mother and I'm just trying to be a better human being and you need to read Nehemiah, because I told you it's time for you to build something. You keep thinking I'm talking about stuff that have to do with money. Maybe you need to build your health better. Read Nehemiah. Maybe you need to build a better relationship with God and understand, how to become closer. Read Nehemiah. Maybe you need to understand you are looking for that big financial breakthrough. Read Nehemiah, okay? Maybe you want better relationships. Read Nehemiah. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because we've got to get your perspective right. And in the book of Nehemiah, God clearly lays it out. On number 1, you got to know your purpose. Got to know your purpose. And then number 2, as we bring this call to a close, woo! When you read the book of Nehemiah and you begin, I'll give you one of the tips. I've got 20. Let's see here. I got 23 major takeaways from the book of Nehemiah. 23. I'm not going to give them to you. Nope. Got to read it for yourself, baby. Can't cheat off my paperwork. No. Got to read it for yourself. But here's what I'll tell you. One thing I will tell you. One of the 23 takeaways, I'll give you one. The number 1 takeaway. Number 1. is Nehemiah, he spent time in prayer with God, confessing his wrongdoings, and he began to pray for other people. And he also began to ask God for more favor. Now watch this. You got to hear this. God then responded to his request, and God gave him vision. Okay, there it is. Write that down. God gave him the vision, number one. And number two, here comes the big one. God gave him the specific plan on how to accomplish something very huge. I'm not going to tell you what it is. When you read Nehemiah, you will understand. But it was when he took time to pray on a consistent basis to God. I don't know if he prayed for 5 minutes. I don't know if he prayed for 20 minutes. I don't know if he prayed for an hour. I don't know. All I know is he prayed. And when he prayed, God gave him vision, and he gave him a plan. Now, listen, if there's anything you ought to know about God, God doesn't do anything small. Write that down. God does not do anything small. He's not a small God. He don't do anything small. If God do it, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. It may start off small, but it's definitely going to get big. I promise you that. So you say, why am I telling you this? Because when he went to pray, God gave him a vision. And part of a vision is for you to understand your purpose. When you get a vision, first of all, you know your purpose. And by the way, when you go before God, the number one thing you should be asking for is, God, give me vision. Give me vision about the relationship. Give me vision about my health. Give me vision about my finances. Give me vision about spiritual matters. Give me vision, be a good parent. Give me vision on how to deal with the situation. Give me vision. That's the number one thing you should be asking for. Give me vision about the situation. And when God, write this down, when God gives you vision, this is when you got to get excited. You got to get excited about this. I'm going to get excited for you. I'm going to get excited for you. Because when God gives you vision, write this down, God will also, at the same time as he gives you the vision, he will give you the provision. Write that down. He will give you the provision. What's that mean? What does that mean, huh? What that means is, if God gave you the vision to do this call, Romacio, every single Sunday at 4 o'clock, it don't matter if one person's listening or 1 billion people's listening. If he gave you the vision to do the call, I promise you, God is going to give you the provision for the call. That's how it works. Just like he did for Nehemiah. He gave him the vision, and he gave him the provision. So that means when all the haters come and they try and tear down the very thing that you're building, when the enemy comes in and tries to stop what it is you're trying to build, yes, I'm talking about your family. Yes, I'm talking about your health. Yes, I'm talking about your wealth. And yes, I'm talking about your relationship. If it was God that gave you that vision, I can promise you, he's going to give you the provision. Because wherever God guides, he always provides. This is biblical. I didn't make this up. Wherever God guides, he always provides. You remember earlier in the call, we talked about, some of you were laughing when I talked about the man that knows how to rake leaves, and he feels like that's his purpose, to rake leaves, and you were laughing. Meanwhile, you ain't laughing no more. He's a multi-millionaire from raking leaves, baby. Nothing but God. Nothing but God, from a man that knew his purpose. Nothing but God. That's why this call is fire. That's why you got to listen to this call again twice. That's why you got to buy the book of John Maxwell Leadership Bible and read the book of Nehemiah right now. I'm telling you, this is the answer to your next promotion. Huh? You say, wait a minute, I don't understand, Romacio. What does this have to do? You see, I'm in this company, and I'm trying to get to the next level. I want to get to the top. I don't understand how listening to this call that has nothing to do with the products or services that I'm selling in my company has to do with me getting my next promotion. And you know why you don't understand? Because your perspective is off. That's why. Your perspective is off. I don't understand how listening to this call is going to help my relationship. I don't understand how listening to this call is going to help me in health matters. I'm missing something. What does this have to do with green juice and protein? Your perspective is off. Read the book of Nehemiah. See, oftentimes when you're trying to get over there, you got to fix something over here. Let me say that again. Oftentimes when you're trying to get over there, and am I right? Isn't that what you're trying to do? You're trying to get over there with your health. You're trying to get over there with your wealth. You're trying to get over there with your relationship. You're trying to get over there with your spirituality, right? And you're trying to figure it out. And on one hand, I applaud you for your diligence and your persistence in trying to figure it out. But on the other hand, what if I was sent to tell you that you trying to get over there has something to do with over here that you need to fix? Huh? Say what? Wait a minute, I never thought of that. What do you mean, Romacio? Explain that again. Well, you're trying to get over there, right? So you never knew it had something to do with over here, that if you fix this over here, all of a sudden it's going to start flowing over there. I'm going to say that one more time for every single one of you. That what I'm talking about, it's not just related to money. So do not reduce my conversation down to, oh, he must be talking about money. No, I'm talking about everything. Oftentimes, when you're trying to fix something over here, it has to do with if you get it right over there, if you fix it over there, then all of a sudden it's going to start flowing over there. What am I saying? I'm basically trying to tell you that this over here has to do with that over there. They go together. They go together. Write that down. They go together. And you won't discover that if you don't get your perspective right. So when your perspective about the issue is off, no wonder why you never can seem to fix it, because you keep trying to fix it, throwing good money after bad, trying to fix it with the same old, and none of that is working. You're scratching your head, wondering why it's not working, because what you're doing is doing the same thing over and over. And instead of me trying to give you my opinion about how to build right, I don't want to give you my opinion. I want to give you what it says from the good book. The best builder to ever live. The best builder there ever was. The author and the finisher of our entire lives. The only person that's been able to defy all of the fiery darts of the enemy. The only person that's ever been able to navigate all the choppy waters, all the pluses and minuses, all the fears, all the issues of life, and still made it through. He wrote a book. And he said, I'm going to give you some basic instructions before leaving earth. Called it the Bible. And I'm going to show you that you don't have to scratch your head, my child. You don't have to be fussing and cussing and all this stuff and stuck in this stuff forever. It don't take all that for you to have prosperity in your life, for you to have joy in your heart. It don't take all of that. But if you would just get your perspective right, if you would just get your perspective right, now all of a sudden your mind is going to become renewed. And as your mind becomes renewed, all of a sudden you begin to make different decisions. And as you begin to make different decisions backed up by activity, it's going to lead to new results. And then when you sit by the fireplace one day and you tell your family members and friends how you did it, whatever that is that you're building, they're going to ask you a lot of questions about, well, what did you do when this was happening, Auntie? What did you do when that was happening, Mama or Daddy? How did you get through this difficult situation? And you know what you're going to tell them? You're going to tell them, I had to get my mind right. I had to get my perspective right. And the moment I got my perspective right, all of a sudden it changed my life. Ladies and gentlemen, this call was on the money. I'm going to give myself a tip, okay? I'm going to give myself a tip on this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the California kid. I love you. There's nothing you can do to change that. Now, listen, I want you to fulfill the 2 commitments that we talked about on this call today. Number 1, I asked you kindly to listen to this call twice after it's over. Will you do it? Will you still stand on your commitment? Yes or no? Number 2, I asked you to get the John Maxwell Leadership Bible. You can go on Amazon, order it right now. Not expensive at all, okay? And I asked you to read the book of Nehemiah. I know for a fact it's going to answer many of your questions. Okay, that's the second thing that I asked you to do. And remember, we talked about how important it is for you to know your purpose. Do you know your purpose? If you don't, I want you to do the exercise we talked about. What is it that you love? Write it down. What is it that comes easy to you, but it's harder for others? And I promise you, right in that area, your purpose is right there. I ask God in closing, any person that's on this call, I don't care, Lord, if they hear this call today or they hear this call 50 years from now. Lord, I need you right now. You said I could ask you anything and you would hear me and answer. I need you to reveal to every soul that's listening to this call, both live and replay, I need you to reveal to them. Make it so clear that even a blind man can see it. Reveal to them what their purpose is. I want you just to, I don't care if you drop it into their spirit while they're in the shower. I don't care how you do it, God, but just reveal to them what is their purpose. I can't wait. I know you're going to do it. You never fail me. Just let them know what their purpose is. Reveal it to them. If they speak Spanish, Filipino, if they speak Korean, French, I don't care what language you have to do it in, Bob. Just get it to them. I want them to know that they, too, have a purpose. They are not forgotten because I know you don't do anything small. Hey, listen, guys, I love you. Listen, this has been an incredible call. Follow through on your commitments, guys, and I'll see you back again next week. I love you guys. Bye, everybody.